We begin with a poignant story tonight of love and sacrifice in the face of overwhelming odds. A young couple learns their child will be born with a debilitating medical condition, and they bring him into the world anyway.
Some diseases are so rare and strange that they sound like something out of a sci-fi movie. The world is full of astonishing stories, and some of them come from people living with extremely weird diseases. What would you do if you woke up one day speaking in a foreign accent or growing bark-like warts on your skin? Get ready to be amazed by 15 of these unique conditions and the inspiring stories behind them. Number 15. The Woman with a Horn, Cutaneous Horn. The story of the woman with a horn is truly one that captivates the imagination. For 87-year-old Ms. Liang in southwest China's Sichuan province, a small mole on her head unexpectedly gave rise to what doctors call a cutaneous horn. Over 2 years, this bizarre growth kept expanding, eventually measuring about 5 inches in length and over 2 inches wide. Initially, Ms. Liang's family tried an herbal remedy to relieve her itchy mole, which seemed harmless at first. But when the mole split open, a tiny horn-shaped protrusion took its place. To everyone's shock, the horn grew rapidly, becoming a major source of worry due to its size and sudden transformation. Medical specialists believe that a cutaneous horn typically consists of keratin, much like our hair and nails. However, there are times when such a growth can suggest something more serious, prompting concerns about possible malignancies. Doctors stress the importance of evaluating each case separately, especially for older individuals facing higher health risks. Surgery is considered the main method to remove the horn, provided the patient's overall condition allows it. While this case is indeed rare, it underscores how even a simple mole could turn into something extraordinary. Despite her unusual ailment, Ms. Liang's spirit remains strong. She continues to live her life with hope, supported by her attentive family. Number 14. The Human Werewolf, Hypertrichosis. Ever wondered if someone could really look like a werewolf? Would you be shocked to spot someone covered in thick hair from head to toe? This isn't a scene from a fantasy film, but a real condition called hypertrichosis, often referred to as human werewolf syndrome. It's characterized by excessive hair growth on the face or body, and in some cases, it appears at birth. Scientists believe that fewer than 50 documented cases exist around the globe, making it incredibly rare. Hypertrichosis can affect both men and women, though many cases have been recorded in families with inherited traits. Imagine growing up and being treated as a spectacle simply because of your appearance. Some people with this condition share stories of being stared at wherever they go, facing hardships when trying to land jobs or forge friendships. However, they also express a remarkable sense of resilience, often finding ways to embrace their uniqueness. Managing hypertrichosis can be tough. Shaving, waxing, or laser hair removal offer only short-term solutions, and the hair often returns just as thick and fast. While modern medicine continues to search for answers, there is still no complete cure to stop the overproduction of hair. Treatments focus on reducing hair growth, but each person's journey is different. Number 13. The Tree Man, Lewandowski-Lutz dysplasia. A life where bark-like warts sprout from your hands, feet, and even face, making everyday tasks feel like climbing a mountain. That was the reality for Didi Koswara, a man from Indonesia diagnosed with Lewandowski-Lutz dysplasia, often called Tree Man syndrome. Over time, these thick warts covered his limbs, limiting his ability to work or even eat without assistance. Simple tasks, like tying shoelaces or holding a spoon, turned into nearly impossible battles. Forced to rely on others for support, Didi's life was drastically changed. How would you cope if your skin looked like tree bark? Would you keep trying medical interventions, or embrace the cards you've been dealt? In Didi's case, surgeries offered only brief relief. The warts always came back, reminding him this rare condition refused to be tamed. Despite these setbacks, he never lost hope. Swift media attention sparked global awareness, drawing doctors from around the world who attempted innovative treatments. Many people admired his courage, seeing how he managed his day-to-day life with unwavering determination. Didi passed away in 2016 due to complications tied to his condition, but his campaign to educate others continues to inspire. His story highlights the resilience that thrives in the face of extreme challenges and reminds us how interconnected we are, no matter our circumstances. Though few people ever confront problems this severe, the tree man's strength underlines the importance of compassion and medical research. Today, scientists persist in studying Lewandowski-Lutz dysplasia, hoping to find relief for those trapped in bodies that act more like living forests than human skin. Hope remains that breakthroughs might offer future patients more comfortable lives. Number 12. The man who drinks 20 liters of water a day, rare diabetes. Mark Wubenhorst, a German architect, lives with an incredibly rare and challenging condition, a severe form of diabetes insipidus that forces him to drink an astonishing 20 liters of water every single day. This rare illness leaves him in a constant state of unrelenting thirst, as his kidneys process water far too quickly, causing him to urinate excessively. Even going without water for an hour could lead to severe dehydration, confusion, and dizziness. Mark's condition means he can never sleep for more than 2 hours at a time. At night, his body's desperate need for water forces him to wake up and drink, disrupting his rest and leaving him perpetually exhausted. To ensure he always has access to water, Mark plans every aspect of his life carefully. He carries a bag filled with bottles of water, refilling them whenever needed. Even a short trip outside the house requires meticulous preparation to avoid dehydration. Despite his efforts, drinking such massive amounts of water comes with risks. Consuming too much water in a short time can cause a life-threatening condition called water intoxication, where sodium levels in the blood drop dangerously low. Mark's rare illness is thought to be hereditary, as his mother also suffered from the same condition. Number 11. The boy who ages too fast, progeria. Sammy Basso is not your average young man. Diagnosed with Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome, a rare genetic disorder that accelerates aging at an unimaginable speed, Sammy has lived a life that is both inspiring and heartbreaking. Progeria affects only 1 in 4 million people worldwide, and those born with it show signs of aging as early as infancy. While most children are learning to walk and talk, those with progeria face challenges like hair loss, joint pain, and heart problems, symptoms typically seen in people decades older. Sammy, however, refuses to let his condition define him. Standing just 4 feet 5 inches tall and weighing only 44 pounds, he radiates positivity and determination. His distinct appearance, thin skin, a small chin, and a prominent nose, might draw stares, but Sammy uses his platform to educate and inspire. Despite his condition's challenges, he has achieved remarkable milestones. He even became a researcher, working tirelessly to uncover treatments for progeria and exploring the mysteries of human aging. Progeria is caused by a genetic mutation that leads to the buildup of a toxic protein, causing the body to age prematurely. Most children with progeria don't live past their teenage years, succumbing to heart disease or strokes. But Sammy's groundbreaking involvement in medical research has led to the development of a drug that extends the lives of progeria patients by at least 2.5 years, a huge leap forward. Number 10. The girl with an exposed heart, pentalogy of Cantrell. The girl with an exposed heart, pentalogy of Cantrell, is a story of resilience and survival against overwhelming odds. Varavia Baroon, a teenager from Florida, was born with a rare and life-threatening condition where her heart sits outside her ribcage, protected only by a thin layer of skin. This condition, known as pentalogy of Cantrell, affects just 1 in a million live births, making her case incredibly unique. Doctors were initially convinced she wouldn't survive. Her mother was told during pregnancy that Varavia had almost no chance of living due to the severity of her condition. But against all odds, Varavia proved them wrong, and today she leads as close to a normal life as possible. Despite her exposed heart, she enjoys activities like any other teenager, although she must take precautions to protect her chest. To safeguard her delicate heart, Varavia wears a protective chest covering at all times. She also occasionally relies on an oxygen tank when her levels drop, and frequent hospital visits are a constant part of her life. Yet she remains filled with energy and optimism. Her mother lovingly calls her a miracle and admires her strength and determination. Pentalogy of Cantrell is a condition that requires constant vigilance. Any injury to her chest could be catastrophic, but Varavia refuses to let fear dictate her life. She inspires everyone around her with her courage and positivity, proving that even in the face of unimaginable challenges, life can still be beautiful and fulfilling. What would you do if your heart was exposed to the world? Number 9. The fitness trainer who can't stay awake, narcolepsy. Bella Hunt, a fitness trainer from Oxford, lives with a condition that has turned her relationship with sleep into a constant battle. Diagnosed with narcolepsy at just 17, Bella experiences sudden, uncontrollable episodes of sleep that can strike at any time, during work, conversations, or even while eating. This rare neurological disorder is caused by a lack of orexin, a brain chemical responsible for regulating wakefulness. For Bella, staying awake isn't just a challenge, it's a daily fight. Could you imagine falling asleep in the middle of a date or a workout? Bella has experienced both. Her narcolepsy symptoms go beyond sudden sleep attacks. She also faces sleep paralysis, vivid hallucinations, and overwhelming fatigue. At first, her excessive daytime sleepiness confused her teachers, friends, and even doctors, with one initially questioning if she had been drinking alcohol. The stigma, along with the unpredictability of her condition, made it difficult for her to maintain a normal social life. Determined to take control of her life, Bella found an unexpected ally in fitness. By becoming a personal trainer, she incorporated regular exercise into her routine, which helped reduce the severity of her symptoms. Staying active not only kept her body healthy, but also improved her mental well-being. Bella also follows a strict schedule of daytime naps, as advised by doctors, to combat sudden sleepiness. Number 8. The boy born with a rare brain malformation. Born with a condition so rare that even doctors were left speechless, Jackson Buell's story is one of resilience and love. Diagnosed with a severe brain malformation, known as microhydranencephaly, Jackson was missing large portions of his brain and skull. Doctors told his parents, Brittany and Brandon, that he likely wouldn't survive long after birth. But Jackson defied all odds, not only surviving, but thriving in his own extraordinary way. Could you imagine being told your child might never speak, walk, or live past infancy? Jackson's parents faced this heartbreaking reality, but instead of giving up, they decided to give him a fighting chance. Born at 37 weeks, Jackson amazed everyone with his strength. Though his condition came with immense challenges, he couldn't talk or walk. His parents always knew how he felt through the little ways he communicated, like his smiles and reactions to their voices. Jackson's brain malformation meant his development was different from other children, but his milestones were nothing short of miracles. Celebrating his first birthday was a moment of triumph, considering the grim prognosis doctors had given. His parents dedicated their lives to providing him with the best care and love possible, cherishing every moment they had with him. Number 7. The woman who remembers everything. Hyperthymesia. Meet Jill Price, a woman with a memory that seems almost magical. Diagnosed with hyperthymesia, Jill has the astonishing ability to remember every single detail of her life since childhood. While most people struggle to recall what they did last week, Jill can effortlessly recount specific days, conversations, and even the weather, all with incredible clarity. Jill first noticed her extraordinary memory in high school. Friends would ask her about past events, and she would surprise them with her vivid recollections. What seemed like a special gift quickly turned into a burden as she realized that her brain was continuously flooded with memories, some beautiful and others painfully overwhelming. The emotional weight of reliving both happy and sad moments can be exhausting. Despite the challenges, Jill has embraced her unique ability. She shares her experiences in interviews and even authored a memoir, hoping to offer insight into the life of someone with hyperthymesia. She describes how her gift has shaped her relationships and daily life, often allowing her to connect the dots between past experiences and present situations. Number 6. The child with black urine disease. Alkaptonuria. A rare condition called alkaptonuria, often referred to as black urine disease, affects only 1 in 250,000 people worldwide. Yet it leaves a striking mark on the lives it touches. For one young boy, the first clue about his condition came when his parents noticed something strange. His diapers were stained black. At first, they thought it was a harmless quirk. But as time went on, they realized something much more unusual was happening. Could you imagine living with a disease that literally turns your urine black? Alkaptonuria is caused by a genetic mutation that prevents the body from breaking down a specific amino acid, leading to the buildup of a substance called homogentisic acid. This acid oxidizes and darkens when exposed to air, causing the striking discoloration in urine. But the challenges don't stop there. Over time, the buildup of this acid can lead to more serious issues, such as joint pain, arthritis, and even black spots in the eyes or on ear cartilage. For the boy diagnosed with alkaptonuria, early detection made a big difference. His parents sought medical attention when he was only 6 months old, and doctors began managing the condition. Though there is no cure, treatments like dietary restrictions and symptom management help improve quality of life. Physical therapy and regular monitoring are also crucial to combat the long-term effects of the disease. Number 5. The woman with 200 orgasms a day. Persistent genital arousal syndrome. Meet Sarah Carmen, a woman with a life-altering condition called persistent genital arousal syndrome, PGAS. While most people might think experiencing multiple orgasms a day is a blessing, for Sarah, it's an exhausting nightmare. PGAS causes her to feel constant, uncontrollable genital arousal, completely unrelated to desire or pleasure. On some days, Sarah can experience over 200 orgasms, leaving her physically drained and emotionally overwhelmed. Could you handle a life where even the smallest vibration, like a car ride or a smartphone buzzing, triggers intense arousal? For Sarah, this is her reality. Her condition started in her mid-20s, after she took antidepressants that seemed to trigger changes in her nervous system. Since then, her body has been in a permanent state of overdrive, with sensations striking at the most inconvenient times, during work meetings, casual conversations, or even while doing mundane tasks like grocery shopping. The condition has taken a toll on her mental health. Sarah felt ashamed and isolated for years, afraid to share her struggles out of fear of being misunderstood or ridiculed. However, she eventually sought medical help and began speaking out about PGAS to raise awareness. While there is no definitive cure, Sarah has learned to manage her symptoms through a combination of therapies, including pelvic exercises, mindfulness techniques, and medications to calm her overactive nerves. Number 4. The teenager with a fish-like odor, trimethylaminuria. The story of a teenager living with trimethylaminuria, or fish odor syndrome, is both heartbreaking and inspiring. This rare disorder, caused by a genetic mutation, prevents the body from breaking down a compound called trimethylamine. As a result, this substance accumulates and is released through sweat, breath, and urine, producing a strong, fish-like smell. For 15-year-old Emily, the condition has shaped her life in ways most people can't imagine. She first noticed something was wrong in middle school, when classmates began commenting on a strange odor. Despite her strict hygiene routine, the smell persisted, leading to teasing and isolation. At first, doctors dismissed her concerns, blaming poor hygiene or puberty. But after months of frustration, Emily's family pushed for answers and finally received the rare diagnosis. How would you cope with a condition that made you feel constantly self-conscious? For Emily, the emotional toll was immense. She avoided social events, sat alone at lunch, and dreaded being near others. However, with time and the support of her family, Emily found ways to manage her condition. She follows a special diet, avoiding foods like eggs, fish, and certain vegetables that worsen the symptoms. She also uses odor-neutralizing soaps and takes supplements to help reduce the smell. Though there's no cure for trimethylaminuria, Emily has learned to embrace her uniqueness. She's now raising awareness about the disorder, hoping to educate others and fight the stigma. Her courage reminds us of the importance of empathy and understanding for those living with invisible struggles. Number 3. The carpenter with extra fingers and toes, polydactyly. Dinesh Surya, a carpenter from Western India, was born with polydactyly, a rare condition where a person has extra fingers or toes. In Dinesh's case, he has 7 fingers on each hand and 7 toes on each foot, making him a world record holder for the most functional digits. While this unique condition has made him famous in his hometown and earned him recognition in the Guinness World Records, it has also brought its own set of challenges. Could you work with extra fingers? For Dinesh, his additional digits have made his job both fascinating and difficult. As a carpenter, precision is key, and while his extra fingers provide a stronger grip, they also make it harder to handle tools designed for 5-fingered hands. He worries about accidentally injuring his extra fingers while working, and finding gloves or shoes that fit is nearly impossible. Polydactyly occurs due to a genetic mutation during fetal development, and in developed countries, surgery is often performed early in life to remove the extra digits. However, Dinesh chose to keep his fingers and toes, seeing them as part of his identity. Despite the physical challenges, he has carved out a successful career and uses his story to inspire others to embrace their individuality. Number 2. The woman who speaks in foreign accents. Foreign accent syndrome. Meet Annie H., a woman whose life took an unexpected turn when she developed foreign accent syndrome, FAS, after suffering a stroke. This rare neurological condition can cause individuals to suddenly start speaking in a different accent, even if they have never been exposed to that accent before. For Annie, this meant waking up one day with a charming British accent, despite having lived her entire life in the United States. Could you handle the surprise of waking up with a completely different way of speaking? Annie faced both confusion and fascination from those around her. Friends and family struggled to understand how her accent had changed overnight. While some found it amusing, others were concerned for her health, fearing that the stroke had altered her personality. However, Annie embraced her new voice, using it as a way to connect with others and share her story. The condition is so rare that there are only a few documented cases worldwide. Doctors believe it may result from damage to the areas of the brain responsible for speech and language. Although Annie has faced challenges in her daily life, she has also found joy in her unique experience. She often shares her journey in interviews and public speaking events, helping to raise awareness about FAS and the complexities of brain injuries. Number 1. The girl who forgets to breathe while sleeping. Meet Lily Anderson, a 14-year-old girl with a unique and challenging condition known as sleep apnea. For Lily, sleep is not just a time for rest. It can also be a struggle. While most people breathe easily during the night, Lily often forgets to breathe while she sleeps, leading to frequent interruptions and restless nights. This condition causes her to wake up multiple times during the night, gasping for air, leaving her exhausted by morning. Could you imagine waking up every night feeling like you can't catch your breath? For Lily, this has been her reality for years. Initially, she thought her fatigue was just part of being a teenager. But when her parents noticed her unusual sleeping patterns, snoring and long pauses between breaths, they knew something was wrong. After a series of tests, doctors diagnosed her with obstructive sleep apnea, where the throat muscles relax too much during sleep, blocking the airway. Despite the challenges, Lily has learned to manage her condition. She now sleeps with a CPAP, continuous positive airway pressure machine, that helps keep her airway open, providing a steady flow of air while she sleeps. Though wearing the mask can be uncomfortable, it has made a world of difference in her energy levels and overall health.